Oh, social media. You make my life that much harder. I got a special transition now, isn't that fancy? Oh, that's good water. Oh. Oh yeah, I actually have to fix Airstream server. Screen mirroring. Get rid of that. There we go. All right. Hello. Hello, future people on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. We are working on a filler page today. To do filler page for Halloween. All right. Let me tell you my vision, and then we'll kind of see how well I can execute it. I may have to sit here and fiddle with my mannequins here for a second until I get those I want. So, okay. I already got the costumes in mind, but what I want is... okay. Oma and Evelyn. Doing karaoke in costumes. Yes. Yes! I can hardly see my chat window, but that's fine. I can see the real thing over there. Stream. It is hard to type when I have to lean over stuff. There. Oh, I got one more place I have to post this, don't I? Streaming now. I've notified all the people I need to notify. And this rustling sound you hear is me having some pumpkin spice flavored pretzels, which are delicious. Okay, so we're working on Evelyn and Oma and doing karaoke and costumes. Hang on a second. I gotta sort out some stuff, so you're gonna go into the transition phase while I'm doing this. That way I don't have to cut this out of the stream. I just need to organize some references real quick. Working on references. Working on references. Working on references. Oh, good. I already have everything all together. God, I'm so good. Let's see. Everything's safe for work, so we're good. All right, we return in a minute. All right, there we go. Wonderful. The costumes this year are going to be two main characters from Hollow Knight and Silksong, which I guess is the Hollow Knight and Silk. Never actually played the games, love their design. Just haven't played the games yet, but I do like the designs. We're gonna do like they're doing okay, we're gonna thumbnail this out. Okay. We're going to use our rough brush, that way we can kind of go for it. So what I'm thinking is like a karaoke thing in the background, right? And what I want... Ooh, maybe that's the way to do this. So what I want is... Okay, what I imagine... Heard stuff it. Currently figured out how to stream this on the TV. You're streaming on the TV. Welcome, MK. Maybe... working out. Shit has a police standby. You're good. Well, I guess I could have just moved the whole layer, couldn't I? So what I want to do here, I think my mic is working, but let's double check. Yeah, you should be able to hear me fine. It's kind of weird with streams because everything has to be on channel 1 for OBS to actually stream it properly. Throw nuisances as quickly as possible. Don't worry about it. I need... I'm gonna eat some pretzels while I'm thinking about this. Welcome, welcome. I really need a new PNG avatar for my drawing streams. Okay. What I really want to do is set up one of those like live 2D things where you can see my pen, but I don't think that's possible, especially with the fact that I'm using an iPad right now. I don't know. This iPad's struggling as is. Ah. Maybe I need to... I think I need to work this out with some mannequins real quick. Hold on. You can hear me click-clacking, eating a pretzel. Let's see. Okay. Alright, mannequin. Gotta do me a solid. I don't think you can bend like that. Maybe you can. Oh, that'd be good. Sorry, I know you can't see the mannequin. Okay. What I want is... Hold on. Yes. 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 Okay, I'm feeling it. Yes. Yes. Yeah, we're working on a Halloween filler comic. I'm nearly on the big screen, so I'm like half on the big screen then. Try to get my eating noises away from the microphone. There. Yes. I did it. He's on the TV. I feel so good on the TV. That's gonna sound awful. That's probably a good thing. There you go. I was doing the worst southern accent you could think of. I was on the TV. So it's probably good you couldn't hear the first one. Water is a godsend. Oh, we heard it. Oh, good. Let's see. Soothe me with your calling voice. Welcome to Smooth Classic Radio. The wind is out of the southeast. It is a balmy 93 degrees. According to the background, it is fall, I guess. Check out my spooky Halloween transition. Do you feel spooked yet? Phone will not cooperate. What's the actual name of... Is this just the Night? It's just Night and Hornet? Is that their names? I haven't actually played the game despite... I mean, the character is instantly recognizable, you know? Too spooky for me. Oh, the antique shop? The antique shop was fantastic. So, we're up in the middle, not really the middle of nowhere, but a place we're not really familiar with, right? And we're just looking for something to do while members of our family are out doing their thing. Because it doesn't really involve us, and it's not like a family activity. It's more like a research thing. But anyways... While they're doing that, we go out to this place that was mentioned by... Oh, damn it, I have to change the hand... Hold on. There we go. Sorry, I'm doing this all in rough. Anyway, someone tells us about this antique store out in the middle of nowhere. And they're telling us, like, oh, this place is fantastic. It's huge. It's owned by, like, Mennonites or something like that. So we're like, we have no idea what to expect with this place, right? And we show up to this place. You know, instantly, we get to the parking lot and park the car. And then we look behind us, and there's a horse and carriage driven by, a horse, quite literally. And dropping somebody off for work, and then they get out of the parking lot. And anyways, we go into the store immediately, like, okay, 100% authentic, clearly exactly what people were telling us. This is the right place. Now they're telling us, like, there is this place that we're looking for. There's a small shop, and then there's a bigger shop that's like right in the same area, and the bigger shop is what we're looking for, not the smaller shop. So instantly we pull up and we see the bigger shop, the smaller shop, right? And right next to it is another little store that just looks like every other antique store you've ever been to in a small town. Anyways, there's this walkway between them with a little pedestrian bridge. I don't know if you'd call it pedestrian bridge, like anyways, there's like an overhang in between the two buildings, like they have an internal walkway between the two of them, right? So we go in between. No, okay. Still using the correct brush. There we go. Anyway, we go underneath the walkway, right? Into this little courtyard area that's behind the buildings. And there's a whole pioneer town that's behind these buildings, right? And like with a water wheel and a little church, and there's like one pioneer building that's been turned into a coffee shop. But we got there in the morning, so like nobody's around. And we see like an entry door into the other building that's not the smaller building, but the slightly bigger one. And we go into this building, and it's like an actual Night and Orient. Okay. But yeah, it's like an actual maze of buildings. Like they've taken an entire like city block, and although the buildings look separate, they're actually fused together, just in like a haphazard kind of way. So we enter like the back room of like what used to be a business, and that's the actual entrance as you go forward, and then you enter into the regular business, and it's like an old school shop, except for you can go to your left and you can go to your right, and you could just walk straight into the building next door. And it's just a huge maze of interconnected buildings and rooms upon rooms, and filled to the brim with antiques. And we go to we pick a random location, because from the outside it looked like the left, from where we came in, the left was like smaller, right? So our thought was we'd go into the left, and then we go into like the left side, and then we'll go all the way to the back, and then we'll come back and then go to the right? No, we fucked up from the beginning, because we go into the first room on the left, and there is a massive taxidermied elephant's head that takes up literally half of the room, that's sitting over some display cases. Yeah, I fell into the actual back room that is so close. Because every corner we turned around, we're like, this has got to be the exit, right? Or this has got to be the end. No, it just keeps going forever and ever. So directly opposite, to show you what... Okay, I'm gonna draw for you. Hold on. What this was like. So I'm gonna make that slightly visible, that way it's not too distracting. Okay, so we came in, right? And then there's a option to go to the left and to the right, and you can see like the old shop and windows out here, and like a door to leave. So we go this way, and there's another, it's like another shop. And then elephant head right here. And some display cases that are sitting underneath it slightly. And then you look to your left again. And then there's a fuck off polar bear back here. And there's just like a maze of different things. And there's a room behind the polar bear. And then it keeps going like that way. Like, we swear to God that the where we came in was like this short. And it just looked like it ends right there. But from the inside, when you go in, it just keeps going and going and going. And you think, surely this is a wall, right? No! That opens up into another building that has its own thing. That's another set. That's another set. And then that opens up into another fucking building. And then, like, the fucked up thing is we got over here, right? And we're like, wow, this is weird. We're just gonna keep going. We kept going, we kept going. And then we finally got to, like, the edge over here. And then we're exploring through these little areas over here. And we find out there's a fuck off stairs going up to a second level. And there's, like, a blocked off basement with a really creepy window that I made my sister look into. There's a little plant shop over here. And I'm telling you, you think this is extensive? This is the small part of the building. The small part of the building. Like, in the grand scheme of things, like, this building came off like this. And it's just, like, the entire street corner is just room after room after room after room. And there's a fucking second story up there. And the second story is the full size of the whole building. Yeah, I mean, it did not end. This thing was like bigger than a supermarket. Like a Walmart could fit inside this stupid building. Yeah, it's like M.C. Escher painting. And like you never know where you are particularly in the building. And you can't tell from the outside how big it is. And then there's and then this building actually, it bridges over here into the smaller shop over here, right? And the smaller shop is like a delightful candy store. And like a wonderful little fancy little building. And then in here is where like the coffee shop is, the water wheel. And there's like a little chapel, like old school pioneer chapel. This like 2 square block area was like, there's a whole village in there. I swear we spent like 4 hours in this building, and I don't think we rushed through a good part of it. Because there's like on the bottom floor of the first floor, like over here-ish, there's a whole train set, like a whole train set over here, and you hit the button and it comes on. And there's another, like, just outside of it, there's a train that goes on a cycle up in the rafters over here that just keeps going in a circle. There's so many things in this building that every time you went around a corner, you're like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? But I think that the most fascinating part about it is, like, every corner, there's a taxidermied animal everywhere. And I'm not the biggest fan of taxidermy. I think it's kind of creepy. But there were so many. It was one of those where, like, you know, that thought experiment is, you know, how many owls would you have to see in a day before you realize something was wrong? That's what it felt like. Because every minute you'd be like, oh cool, there's like a taxidermy. I thought the elephant head that we saw was fake until I turned around and I saw the polar bear, and I was like, oh, okay, there's a taxidermy polar bear. And then it wasn't until like we left the building and we're like, wait a minute, was that elephant head an actual elephant's head? Was it not a model? And then they had so many bears. There was a polar bear, of course. I talked about that. There's a Kodiak bear, a couple different like black bears, another Kodiak bear. But there's so many taxidermied animals throughout this building. Absolutely insane levels of taxidermy in that place. And your whole thought through it is like, number one, how the fuck did they see these animals? Like who's going on a murder spree across the world? But second, it's like they weren't like normal animals. I mean, you'd see like a lion. I'm pretty sure there was a lion. But then you'd see like a fucking leopard. And the leopard stand has like a tiny baby elk. So the stand literally has another taxidermied animal in it. Like the leopard just hunted it. And then you'll go into another room and there's the heads of two elk from like winter elk, like that pulls reindeer, like that pulls Santa's sleigh, like huge. It's like you never really realize how big a moose is until you see one. But that's what it kind of felt like, because you're like, oh, that's not a deer. American would definitely do that. Yeah. That's the thing, though, is it's what we found out about this place. It was after our Kodiak bear. You had to build like a fucking tank. Yeah, the Kodiak bear was huge. Every single one of these, you're like, how the hell did they kill it? Did they kill it with like a shotgun attached to a nuke or something like that? Anyway. So many of them were set up in such weird ways. Like there was this one room. Like, I hate to bring out the map again. But like, imagine you go into this room, right? Dang it. You go into this room. And the second you walk into this room, because you can't see inside the room from where you come in. The second you come into this room, you see directly across from you is the mounted head of like a gazelle. And it is making like intense eye contact with you. The second you walk into the room, like it's judging you, like you're the one who did this to it. And like half of the taxidermied animals were just like it. Like the way that they set up their eyes, it looks like they're looking directly at you. And no matter where you are in the room, they're still looking at you. There's one that my sister actually couldn't walk into the room, because when you walk into the room, immediately to your right, if you turn, there's a zebra that's just staring you directly down. And you can't walk into the room because there's a zebra right there. That gazelle remembers. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so quite frankly, insane place, but I absolutely loved it. Like, that should tell you how cool it was that I suffered through taxidermied animals. I know you have no idea what's going on, Nuclear Linguini, but I'm talking about a place that I went to recently. Absolutely insane. Yeah. There was so much taxidermy, dude. For a antique store, absolutely. And the lore behind it, we found out from when we went to go check out, was no less insane. Poor time joining in. Yeah, exactly. Let me tell you about this horrific experience I had. I've had two really weird experiences on trips before. One of them where we stayed at this Airbnb, and from the pictures, it looked really cool. It looked really nice. It looked pretty private. Total lie. So we get there, and the Airbnb is part of somebody's like holiday cabin, which is normally fine. But we don't have a room. We are on a landing above their living room. Just 2 beds put on to the landing above their living room. And every square foot in that house was covered in taxidermy. At the foot of my bed was a dead baby deer and a mountain lion that was not a mountain lion. It was a fucking mountain goat looking directly at me. Horribly uncomfortable. Like, it was so bad that, like, the person who was with me was law enforcement, and they were uncomfortable. And they're like, I'm glad you didn't say anything, because if you had, I would have been out of there, like, immediately. Because I was just hoping that you felt okay. I'm like, yeah, I did not, that place did not feel comfortable. Like, it's one of those places where you check the bathroom for, you know, cameras or a trap. I kind of expect them to be hunting humans next, you know? Oh, Oma always looks weird from that angle. I'm gonna have to flip it. There we go. I like that better. Hold on, I have to... Yeah. I'll live with that. But okay, like this antique store. So as we're... There's all the animal corpses that are stuffed and taxidermied around, they're not for sale. That's the thing about it, is they weren't for sale at all. So when we finally got around to actually the checkout, right? We're like, what's up with all the taxidermy everywhere? There's so much of it. And the people tell us that the guy... The blueberries. Yeah, that was a good one. So, like, there's a guy that used to live in town, and he, when I gotta say his profession, it's gonna make a lot of sense. He was a dentist. Now, doesn't that make a whole lot of sense? So, this dentist, apparently, super loved hunting, and he and his wife never had kids. So that was just what he did. He would go out across the entire world and would go hunt exotic animals. And he would take trophies and then donate the meat to the local tribes. Can't attest to whether or not that's sustainable or not, or whether or not he was a good guy. But the result of which was he had like hundreds of these taxidermied animals. And it was so popular in the local community that people like literally had like school trips to go see this guy's house where they were all set up. You know, that kind of crazy small town shenanigans. Anyway, we continue talking to the person who's telling us this. And when he never had wife and kids, but they had blood, yeah. When he eventually decided to sell it, his collection of dead animals, he his one condition was all of them had to be sold together. So he first tried to sell it at places like Bass Pro Shops, places that have like all kinds of animal trophies. But the thing was, like, Bass Pro Shop only wanted like 2 of them, right? At the end of the day, they only wanted like 2 of them. So he's like, no, I'm not selling it to you because you don't want all of them. Because his one condition was all of them had to be together. So the people who owned this huge antique store eventually were like, hey, we'll take them. And we'll take all of them. And they just dotted this guy's taxidermy trophies throughout the entire building. So many taxidermied animals. Oh, wait. I got the collar wrong. Dang it. Oma's gonna be Hornet because red's her color. I do like this specific design of like a Hornet jacket. I'm kind of doing like a lot of rough drafting here. My stupid sketch looks better. My idea was to have them singing the Bugs song from Silksong. Yes. It's all coming together. Let's see. They only have the one Hollow Knight? I'll make do. Do we think that's enough of a rough draft to start actually inking stuff in? Maybe not. Sketch for a bit longer. Do like a bag of chips thing over here. Little pieces of candy. Maybe a candle. I know. Think about it a bit more. Okay, I need to... I gotta get the flow of the cape. Oh yeah, she's got the blue cape, so it doesn't really matter. I can kind of visualize it. If I can visualize it, it's gonna be fine. I think, yeah, that's maybe enough. So ideally, it's gonna be in a comic format, so it's gonna be a little bit compressed. So what I'm gonna try and get, oh, no, don't do that. Stab it. Stab it. Stab it. God. Come on, there we go. Jesus. The idea is hopefully... You know what? That's a good idea. That's a good idea, me. That one. This is gonna be good. Don't you wait. Don't you even worry about it. It'll help visualize where everything is. There we go. You can kind of try and imagine the framing a bit. We may have to zoom out just a bit to get it just right, but that'll be fine. I'll figure it out. We'll keep that on a layer just in case. Alright. Let's take our sketch, make it a lot clearer. We're going to start on our line. Much bigger than that. A little bit smaller. Should we start from the left or the right? Let's start from the right. Oh, maybe this line is a little smaller than I was expecting. So I got this little swoop thing going on. I like that. We'll keep that swoop. I think maybe that line is just a little bit too thick. Let's see. There we go. You want to be an oval. You want to be an oval. Could copy and paste, but that's gonna take a little more time. Maybe until we figure out. I'm liking that already. Yeah. Yeah. The thing of it is, I'm still like quite a few comic pages away from this filler. Really kind of do it super early. That scene is close enough. Meh, meh, meh. I miss antiquing with you because you're a magnet for weird shit. Yeah. Not gonna lie. Thank you. Microphone. If I want the microphones to look standard, I should draw them basically once. And size them to what we need. Actually gonna end up being a little smaller than this. There we go. We could do a little. A little hatching to kind of get the texture down. Then all I have to do is go doop. Flip it over horizontal, doesn't look as weird. Size it down just a little. Size hers down just a little. And then we're gonna go back under here. Erase that. Give it a little bit more dimensionality. We're going to keep it on a separate layer though, so when we draw the hand over top of it, it won't look as weird. Move my finger down just a little bit. Good. Now, since we kept everything on a separate layer, you can cut some of these lines. There we go. Now we can merge that one down. It becomes part of the lineart. I don't... I think this is what's off. Maybe? I don't know. Doesn't have to be perfect, you know? How am I gonna do? I gotta think this through. I do like that kind of design where it's kind of like an off color, but let's, okay, it's fine. I do have to kind of decide what she's wearing, though. I'm thinking... Maybe her hand is a little bit too small. We can change that, though. I'm gonna move it just slightly. Nope, I got the... I'll be fine. There we go. What song is the mute singing? Yeah, it's kind of an act of solidarity for Oma, for sure. I mean, when you can't hear her. There, so in Silksong, there's a little song that this guy sings. Oh, I forgot his name. Hold on. Sherma. Hold on. We're gonna pause our music. I'm gonna play this song for you. Alright. Pause. One hour of Sherma. Okay. Hopefully this is it.
Build a website you love.
Oh, thank you. I definitely wanted to hear an ad from Wix. Hold on. Super popular. Kind of hard to describe. He's just singing a little ditty, doing his thing. But I get the feeling like they're like having fun singing it together. You know, when you get together with your friends and just sing a really stupid song together. Yeah, the idea was cute to me. So naturally, that's what I'm doing. Let's see if I can draw her hand properly. Imagine she's got... Could be worse. We can make it a little bit more dynamic, I think. Might have to change that just a light bit. Yeah. Pawing through Hollow Knight for the first time. I have played Silksong. I heard it's harder too. Yeah, that's what I heard as well. I do love a good platformer though. I don't think I'd play it on the channel, particularly because it's just well, I tend to avoid things that are super popular because I imagine somebody has already seen it 100 times from somebody else. But I do love a good sorry, what was I saying? I do love a good platformer though. Maybe if I don't know, maybe if I had like more of a following, I'd be super interested in like playing it on a stream or something like that, but I don't know. I usually just avoid that kind of thing. I need to... Hold on. I've lost the idea of where Oma's body is in this. Hang on. Need to be real tiny. Okay. Good. We're on a separate layer. Her chest. Kind of... Neck goes down to there. Elbow. She's kind of leaned forward a little bit, which means her legs should be coming out over here. Wouldn't necessarily see them because of the table. Okay, I got it. Oh yeah. Last of my pumpkin spice flavored pretzels. Alright, I need a layer for the table. Went off the page. There we go. That's what I wanted. That feels like that is it. Yeah. Yeah. We can leave that there. All right. We've got the majority of Oma. We just have to move over to Evelyn now. Things are going to get a little bit more complicated. Lips will be the death of me, I swear to God. I think that ear is not a wrong position. Hold on. Turn it just a little bit and then move it up. Yeah, that's it. My basic pretzels, they're so basic. I'm like a white woman. Oh. They're pretty good though. I don't even like pumpkin spice flavored things, but someone offered these to me. And, I mean, why not accept? Congrats on winning 5 points from the jump catch game. Now who's jealous? By the way, did I tell you that I can pick you guys up? Hang on. I'm gonna feed you to Evelyn. Yum. Fans want to get the right groove. Trying. I'm trying to get like a lot faster with drawing because in truth I'm extraordinarily slow. At least for slow for somebody who has like a weekly comic, you know? Let's see. How are we gonna do the hair? Pretzel! It's the last pretzel. Everybody say goodbye to the pretzels. I'm already loving it. I think she should have her hair up, but like in a fun way. Let me see if I got a... No, 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 no. None of these are... Man, it is hard finding the right reference anymore. I'm just gonna wing it. What I want is a kind of... like that kind of a hairstyle. I'll refine it a little bit later. Let's see. Shoot, I should have had more references up. Yeah, he's got so... More images, please. Oh, that is very helpful. Hollow Knight figurine. It's got like a little thing. What I'm going to do is put like a little groove in it. You see what I'm aiming for? Yeah. Yeah. Wait, no, we fucked up. I forgot that I switched sides. The sand is entirely wrong. This is why we do it on a separate layer, that way we don't ruin everything when we have to erase it. I knew something was off. could have kept the thumb in a certain way. Hold on. Now we gotta do the opposite. There we go. Jump back down to layer 5. There we go. We need... Gotta kind of design... The thing is, like, both the characters, they're just like stick figures under the clothing. So you can kind of put whatever. Okay, I gotta make some executive decisions here. Maybe I gotta move the edge of the table forward a little bit. I think that maybe... Let's do that. That's our table, right? We just go chow, pump chow. Just eke it over. And you'd never know. It's beautiful. It's perfect. You can't even tell. What did we have on layered? Oh yeah, that was the... I don't remember what that was. I think... Hold on. Yeah. I'm going to move 6 into 5. Great. That's together now forever. When people are wearing capes, it does kind of get complicated. I think I need to sort out her anatomy again, too. Let's reactivate 7. We'll use that one just like we did last time. Let's make 5 almost invisible. Great. So, we'll start from the shoulders. And we're making sure that we're on the correct... No, wait, our neck's a little more over there. Okay. Chin, whatnot. So neck comes down just a little bit further than that. We've got collarbone, shoulder, into arm, and hand. Her other shoulder is down because she's reaching out. Hang on. So our hips begin about there. It's really high. Hang on, I need to theorize this out. Where'd my other model go? Oh, down there. Thank you. I think maybe I've got the... No? I don't know, something's off there, but I'll figure it out. Just make that invisible again. 5, come back. If we move this leg, that might look a little bit more natural. It's hard with capes because you're moving. You can't really see what's going on underneath things, so you kind of have to just go for it. I think the thumb's fine. Nope. 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 Because it's at an angle, what I need is the fingers that are closest to the camera. Take up more. I'm still doing this wrong. Hang on. God, having a reference is so much easier. Okay. I just gotta take that image and flip it in my mind or with my camera. Having mannequins is really helpful, man. Maybe one day I'll set up like a mannequin cam so you can see the reference. All right. I see the problem. All right. We need a bigger eraser. Problem is, it's like at a downward angle, like that. Not like that. You gotta get the idea. But we gotta do it better than that. Nope. There we go. I gotta do that without crossing lines. Yeah. 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 We use the light lines as like reference material. Erase some of the basic stuff. Let's see. Just comes out here. Just goes down there. Yeah. So that's like the inner part of the cloak. This is the outer part of the cloak. You get the idea. We try to get those hands right. We gotta delete some of our guide wires. Little edge there. You can see that it's some kind of tight shirt or something. Yeah, we could have like a hairpin. That kind of a thing. I don't know. We'll sort it out later. The foot's gonna be something else though. Nobody likes drawing feet. Except for very specific people. Always like spotting those artists on on websites where they're like, you can tell that they know how to draw a very specific part of anatomy a bit too well. What kind of commissions they must be making. Okay, so her foot is like this. Hang on. Do we need to move the table forward just a little bit again? We're going to block it out on another layer. No. Let's see, normal foot shape. I've had references for drawing feet for a while. Let's see. Start from the side first. It's kind of like it that way. But if we're drawing a shoe, it's a lot more like straight edges. And it's got the heel, obviously. Well, she's got a huge heel. That's not what we're going for. We can use that to kind of keep the foot angle in mind. Now let's distort this. Hold on. There's something extra here that's making this complicated. Okay. We're going to distort this. Yeah. Could have it where she's kind of got the boot. If we move the table forward just like an inch, let's there. If we do that and then I accidentally undid it. All right. All right, table layer, prepare to be readjusted. Yep. Nope, too far. There. I know that's almost exactly where we were. Now we're going to make this really rough. So we can see if we can edit this a little bit. Okay, hold on. No, hold on. Yeah, we can kind of get that in. Let's do that. Yeah, yeah, that'll do. That will do. Drink a little water. Okay. Choke on a little water. Oh, God. How do I get her? Sorry. Hope that wasn't in your ear. God, just dying a little bit. I want to get her hip in here. I really picked a weird pose, but... Oh... I don't want to undo it. I like it. It's got a lot of good energy with it. Let's go back to our trusty layer number 7. Hold on. Alright, layer number 7. I'm going to need you. I'm going to need to erase part of you so I can see things properly. Alright, let's look at the parts we've already drawn. We can draw everything else out from there. We can have it where that's down there. Our knees kind of like going from there. But that wouldn't match with that. Because really what we got to do is take this whole knee thing that's got going on. We gotta shrink it just a little. Yeah, let's use that. So her knee's out over there. What am I? Hold on. Oh, it's on the other layer. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to abandon the foot. Stop dying. I'm trying. Hold on. Let me think about how this would work without the foot up there. May have to alter this pose significantly, which is fine. Nothing's set in stone after all. Anyways. Hand. Down on the table. Rest of her body. We got hips going on over here. No. God damn it. Okay. Come here, mannequin. Okay. Mm-mm. Yeah. Yeah, I can work with that. Okay. Let's move that down. Layer 5, come back. We've got a lot to give up on, so let's do this layer 5. Goodbye, shoe I worked really hard on. Okay, get that whole knee up there. Got kind of a shirt thing going on. Yeah, we can work with that. Definitely. Okay. That is the sound of me. I got a great little mannequin here. It's got magnets on its feet so it stays put. It's a little clicking sound as it going back onto its stand. Alright, I'm going to have to visualize this without all of our fancy extra layers. So layer 2, you're going to disappear for a second. And then I'm going to make layer 8 even more invisible. That is the wrong layer. I was thinking layer 7. Great, that is the perfect bounds of invisible. Erase that. We need to move this line just slightly. We need, shoot, I know what we need. Hang on. Gotta look up Hollow Knight items. Hollow Knight items. There we go. Knight's weapon is like a spear, right? Like a, like that, right? Let's see. Looking for examples of what people might have underneath their clothes for a Hollow Knight costume, and the answer is basically nothing. So we'll just do whatever. That's right, she's supposed to be wearing the mask on the side of her head, right? Yeah. Let's do that right now. There we go. We want a Hollow Knight head. I think that's the layer I want, yeah. There's too many things going on. Hold on. All right, let's... Hang on. He's kind of got a little thing. He's more squarish than Hornet. Hang on. Let's get the basic shape down and then we'll refine it. He's just got kind of a little meh. And then in the other direction, a little meh. Good, good, wonderful. Great. Now we'll just make that slightly invisible like everything else. And we'll do that without the extra lines. Give it a little dimension. We'll keep the eyes as is. They were already perfect. Let's edit that down just a little. We're gonna edit this. We're gonna make that disappear. Goodbye. Hang on. Bunch of short little bursts. Make sure that because it was done one-handed. Yeah. Yeah. Whack. Whack. Should we do a little... Tell me what you think about this. Little circle, little circle, and then obviously string tied to it. I don't know. I'm not sold on that yet. I'm gonna leave that idea in the drawer for now. Boop. Now we can go back to drawing everything else. Now we gotta do... Gotta get almost legs in here. Yes, yes, yes. It's all coming together. Tiny little doodles help bring it all together. Perfect. It's going great, guys. Couldn't be better. Now let's... This next little bit... Oh, damn it. We're almost at 2 hours. Hold on a second. I'm going to check and see how much battery life I got. Look at the Pookie stream. So spooky. Okay, I still got a little bit. I'm kind of using that as a retainer while I do check on things. Because I realize I don't really have a transition thing. Yeah. Maybe we'll get the line art done. I need... Hold on. There we go. I think I made the shoulder weird. Anyway, I'll figure it out later. But right now, what we're dealing with... We are going to work on the TV in the background here. Think about our lives. Background TV. I kind of like it to be a big CRT. But we're not going to do that. It's going to be kind of like a hybrid. I think that's a good base. That looks awful. It's okay, we're gonna fix it. Nope, higher than that. Damn it. It's weird. The edge of your hand touches the screen and it messes up everything. Okay. We're gonna use that as a base. Now what we're gonna do is go through and curve all these edges and corners. Making it round, thinking round thoughts over here. Hey, I'm wound in here. That would have been better. We just need a subtle round on that. Yeah. And then I'm going to draw little feetsies. Does that look even? No. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's a background object after all. Let's do a little thing in here. There. TV. Voila. Give it a little bit of depth. That's good. Let's see. I need to draw the little thing that it's sitting on. That's fine. I'm already on a new layer. It's not going to mess with it. Well, you know, never mind. Perfect. Thank you. Be like that? No, we'll just say the TV's turned slightly. That's fine. See you later, MK. You have fun. We're probably not going to stay on for too much longer. It is like 2 hours already. You have fun. We're probably going to do the line art for this little bit of background detail and then call it quits. That doesn't sound imposing at all. Sometimes I do not word good. That's going to be invisible, but it's going to be there. We're going to pretend like it's there. Hang on. We're going to do like a little door thing going on. Am I putting too much detail into this background element? Yes. Okay, we're gonna do that. No, that would look weird. I'll do my best. Thanks for coming, MK. We're just gonna imagine it's a big old cupboard, right? We're gonna leave that as is. And we're gonna go up a layer. We're gonna do a square here. And we're gonna do much better of that polyline. That's good enough. Doesn't have to be perfect. Keep telling myself that. Maybe I'll believe it one day. Okay, good. That's what I want. And we're gonna go down a level. Erase that line. Good. And we're gonna do a bunch of lines. Not drugs though. And then what we're gonna do is edit the corners. Am I adding too much detail? Yes, I am. But let's go back down. We can now edit the edges of this. We're actually going to leave that as is for now. What we do is work on parts for the TV. We'll leave that as is for now. Merge that down. Merge it down. Great, now it's all together. Now we don't have to worry about it for a minute. Okay. That, I think, is where we're going to leave it for now. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate you being here and watching and hanging out for a little bit with the spooky music and whatnot. If you want to actually see this page, it's when it's finished, it's not going to be out for a while at the comic, but the rerun of the stream is going to be up on Wednesday next week if you're on YouTube and you ever miss it, and live on Twitch. I can't think of anything else to say. I really need to have like a set outro for this. But thanks for joining me. I hope you have a good day. I'll see you later. Where's my fade to black button? There it is.